Okay, so now let's do some work with the lower heater. The strength of the lower heater, which is also described as the Dantian or the lower hara, is really, really important because, according to TCM, the Jing, or the essence, is actually stored in the lower heater. It's supposed to be held in a vessel, a precious liquid. The Jing is a precious liquid held in the vessel, which is deep in the lower hara, between the front and the back of the body. Now, from a practical point of view, what that means is we really want to see what the energy is like in that area. And what I normally do is place my hand in the lower part of the lumbar and the upper part of the sacrum, and I place my other hand here so that I can feel the energy between my hands. According to TCM, if this area is strong, even if the client is very sick, then the prognosis is good. And if this area is weak, then the prognosis is bad. And the reason for that is because this area here, in TCM and in Chinese and Japanese culture, is the centre of the energy of the whole body. This centre represents our humanity, a combination of heaven's chi, earth's chi, combined together to give us our own individual ki, or chi. And this Jing is connected to the Jing that we're given by our parents. So it links us also with the past. Okay, so how are we going to treat this area? Well, the most important meridian is the kidney meridian. So what I would normally do is I would incorporate supine and side position techniques, the aim being to strengthen up the energy in this area. Now what we can do first of all is just use conventional Masanaga technique, place our mother hand over the lower part of the hara, lift up into the bladder and kidney stretch position. We can stretch the meridians. And then we can just use conventional Masanaga technique, but what we're doing here is listening with the mother hand and selecting the subos. For example, there's one right here, that give this feeling of this area becoming warmer and stronger. Okay, and we can work the kidney meridian, Masanaga kidney meridian, and also switch over to the bladder meridian. Okay, of course we can also use the traditional kidney meridian as well. Let's come over to the other side to show this. So we can place meridian more in the kidney, traditional kidney meridian stretch. Okay, and then we can pick up some of the classical points, such as kidney 10. And in a similar way that I was working the bladder and kidney meridian using the stretch position, the Masanaga stretch position, what I'm doing now is I'm just seeing if I can find some good points. Okay, such as kidney 3, that give this feeling of this area becoming stronger. kidney 1's a very interesting point because it's the earthing point of the body, the most strongly earthing point of the body, and it's very strongly connects us in Qigong with the earth. So this is a very strong point that we can use, again, investigate its effect on the lower heater. And then, as the lower heater is so closely connected with the lower back, we may also want to use the side position. So could I just ask you to turn onto your side? Again, this position, what we're doing is we can work directly on points related to the lower heater. The most obvious one being bladder 23, the kidney U point. We can also work all the bladder meridian points, the Masnaga bladder meridian, and the sacrum. This is a good position as well for us to work the kidney meridian around the sacrum, and also the small intestine and the large intestine meridians, both of which are related to the lower heater. So again, I'm placing my mother hand over the area we're interested in and using two-handed connection technique. Working the meridians. Finding the supos, there we are, that help bring the energy into this area here. Okay, here we have the small intestine. And large intestine meridians. This is a very nice technique here for working along the bladder and the kidney meridian in the leg, connecting with the lower heater. And what I'm doing here is I'm tuning in through Nicole's back into this whole area here and assessing the change that we can feel with each of the supos. And then finally, we can just check to see the connection through the upper, middle and the lower heater.